Coming up in EastEnders, Emmerdale and Coronation Street next week. Here are 7 exciting Coronation Street spoilers for next week, including a runaway plot, harmful accusations, and a birthday mix-up. Don't go anywhere. Spoiler 1. Summer's runaway plot. Summer comes under intense suspicion next week as the investigation into Theo's murder takes a dramatic turn. After George discovers a disturbing page in Summer's journal describing putting a gun to Theo's head, Kit also spots a clue in Lisa's wedding photos that appears to place Summer firmly in the frame. Lisa soon brings Summer in for questioning, despite Todd insisting she's innocent. As George reveals more about what he saw on the night Theo died, Summer lashes out and even accuses him of being the real killer. Meanwhile, Christina's lies to the police pile on the pressure, and George eventually admits he's told Lisa about Summer's suspicious behavior. Fearing arrest, Summer secretly plans to flee to the States and tells Todd she's booked a flight that afternoon. But just as she prepares to leave Weatherfield behind, Summer remembers a witness who could finally back up her alibi. Can Summer prove her innocence before it's too late? Spoiler 2. Fresh Driscoll drama. Ben refuses to let things go next week as tensions within the Driscoll family continue to spiral. After Megan is released on bail, Maggie tries to keep the peace, but Ben is left furious when she turns up to a family lunch. Things quickly boil over as Ben reveals the truth to Ollie and Will, leaving Maggie horrified. Meanwhile, Will admits he's struggling to relax knowing Megan is back out, while Ben's attempts to organise a family holiday are thrown into chaos by more family drama. Spoiler 3. Will accuses Bethany. There's fresh concern for Will next week when Ben learns he's skipped his PE exam and gone missing. Bethany later finds Will in the precinct and tries to support him by opening up about her own past experiences. But the conversation takes a worrying turn when Bethany gently touches his hand, and a distressed Will lashes out, accusing her of touching him up. Spoiler 4. Roy warns Sam. Sam is left confused next week when Roy walks him down the street and warns him that he should trust no one. But with Roy's cryptic comments leaving Sam unsettled, will he start to question the people around him? Spoiler 5. A new era. Roy is full of pride next week as he shows Fizz and Chesney the cafe's fresh new makeover, keen to share his latest achievement with them. Spoiler 6. Sarah takes a break. Fizz tells Carla that Sarah hasn't been the same since the attack, but Sarah takes offense when Carla suggests Michael should take over some of her work. After Michael covers for an error Sarah makes, she loses her temper and Carla urges her to take time off. But things worsen when Carla later finds Sarah drunk in the Rovers. Carla ultimately steps in, puts Michael in charge of the new contract, and insists Sarah takes time away, as she's clearly not coping. Spoiler 7. Jodie plays with Daniel. Jodie lands herself in hot water next week after lying to Daniel in a bid to get him out of the house. After claiming Bertie was desperately missing him, Daniel heads to collect his son from number 1, only to discover Bertie's actually having a great time. Furious over the manipulation, Daniel confronts Jodie, who insists she only did it to help him. But Daniel's problems soon get even worse when Nina shows him cruel online posts accusing him of knowing about Megan grooming Will and even bringing up his past with Summer. Convinced the troll is someone close to him, Daniel confides in Jodie, who quickly points the finger at David. Later, Daniel tries to do something nice for Jodie on her birthday, only for Shona to expose that her birthday isn't until December, leaving Daniel stunned once again. And if you enjoyed these Coronation Street spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the Cobbles. As the day of Nigel's funeral arrives, Mark is kidnapped by masked men. Will the Mitchells save him without missing Nigel's send-off? Elsewhere, Oscar and Josh can't stay away from one another, and Denise continues to struggle with her health. Find out more in our explosive EastEnders spoilers for next week. Spoiler 1. Wolford says goodbye to Nigel. The day of Nigel's funeral arrives, but the Mitchells worry that Mark has gone missing. Julie is still struggling with her eulogy for Nigel. She turns to those around her, and as everyone shares their memories of Nigel, she eventually finds the perfect words. Everyone gathers at the church, where Nigel's loved ones give him the send-off he deserves. After the funeral, Julie and Phil share a heartfelt moment as they remember Nigel and bond over how much they miss him. The moment is shattered when Sam barges in and demands some Mitchell sibling time. Later, Julie finally opens Nigel's letter, but what does it say? Spoiler 2. Max gets closer to the truth. When some of the cars from the car lot are found burned out in a quarry, Lauren demands answers from Mark. Sam gives Mark a false alibi and shifts suspicion onto Max. Lauren is under financial pressure when a place becomes available at Jimmy's nursery. As Mark continues to manipulate her into dealing stolen cars, she eventually gives in. When another dodgy car arrives, Max smells a rat and asks Jack to investigate. Jack uncovers Mark's dodgy dealings, but tells Max to keep what he knows from Lauren for now. Spoiler 3. Mark is kidnapped. Mark gets another warning from the gang he owes money to and realizes he needs Grant's help. Later, Mark is suddenly bundled into a car by masked men and driven off. Vicky is worried about Mark and goes to find Grant to find out where he is. Grant admits he'd assumed Mark was with Vicky, and everyone realizes something terrible has happened. Grant gets a call from Mark's boss, Russell, demanding full payment. However, things escalate when Russell hears Sam's voice. The pair have history, and he isn't happy. There is a tense standoff with Russell. Will the Mitchells save Mark before it is too late? In the wake of his confrontation with Russell, Grant isn't in a good place. He picks a fight with Harvey in the pub, and Kat ends up throwing him out. Spoiler 4. Jasmine gets jealous. Jasmine, Josh and Oscar enjoy spending time together, bonding over a childhood game. However, Oscar can't help but be attracted to both Josh and Jasmine. Jasmine is upset when she realizes Josh played their childhood game with Sandra and storms off. Oscar tries to comfort a guilty Josh, but as he offers support, the pair share a charged moment before pulling away. Oscar and Josh agree to keep their distance to avoid anyone getting hurt, but later, Josh flirts with another man in the Albert, and Oscar is jealous. Spoiler 5. Gina confronts George. Gina is worried about Eddie being in their lives and expresses her concern to George. He avoids the conversation, however, and Gina is left stuck between a rock and a hard place. What will she do? And if you enjoyed these EastEnders spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the square. Here are 8 Emmerdale spoilers for next week, including Dawn dead after Joe attack. Stay tuned. Spoiler 1. Joe and Kane clash. Sam is sulking when he realizes there is a plan in play against Joe Tate and he isn't involved. But Kane is almost set to ruin the plan when he can't contain his anger at Joe in the Woolpack. Moira arrives and seeing the warning in her eyes, Kane backs down. But both Moira and Dawn are worried things are getting out of hand, as it's clear Kane can't keep a lid on things for much longer. Spoiler 2. Dawn caught out. Moira insists Dawn leave with the kids immediately, but she realizes she can't leave Joe. Joe talks about their big happy family, and as Dawn heads upstairs it becomes clear Joe and Graham know what she's up to. Graham tells Joe to take action against Dawn, and he insists it's all in hand. Spoiler 3. Joe kills Dawn. When Graham arrives at home farm later, he finds Dawn unconscious at the bottom of the stairs. Joe is standing at the top and Graham asks what he's done to her. Has Joe killed Dawn? Spoiler 4. Robert and Aaron hunt for the arsonist. After putting out a second fire at the farm closer to the feed store, Robert and Aaron are anxious to work out who is starting the blazes. Later, Ross and Sam are looking at a barn on Emmerdale farm, and Ross thinks they've found what they need. But wanting a cover story for why they're up there, Ross hands Sam a lighter. Before long, Aaron and Robert approach the barn, and Sam makes a run for it without being seen. Ross claims he was looking for the arsonist and suggests Aaron and Robert pay him to find out who it is. Another fire makes Robert sure they're being targeted, and he offers Ross triple pay to find out who it is. But Aaron thinks it is Ross and Sam, so they follow them. What will they find out? Spoiler 5. Cammy under suspicion. When Cammy turns up late for work and with his top on inside out, Aaron says he looks tired and that he must start pulling his weight. When Robert and Aaron later discuss the arsonist, Aaron points out how little they know about Cammy. However, Cammy is listening in. He is alarmed when they vow to find the arsonist. What does Cammy know? Spoiler 6. Dr. Todd continues to pressure Charity. Charity is desperate to scrape the money together for Todd and later comes downstairs and is horrified to find Todd holding Layla in the living room. Todd gives her a deadline of a week to get the money. Todd later starts meddling in her life further by playing darts with Mac and Ross. Charity corners her in the toilets and tells her to back off. Despite her confidence, Todd soon makes her realize she has no power at all in this situation. With Todd triumphant and Charity desperate, she makes Kim an offer to buy her half of the pub. Will Kim bite? Spoiler 7. Kane struggles to take advice. Liam encourages Kane to get over his pride when it comes to his recovery after the catheter is removed, but Kane has no time for him. It's Pollard who once again gets through to Kane, urging him to deal with his problems head on. Spoiler 8. Sam lets Lydia down. Lydia is holding a grudge against Sam for missing her dance class. Sam feels inadequate and heads off for a secret word with Ross. What are they up to? And if you enjoyed these Emmerdale spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more.